What is up, everybody? I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We are
Hill City Paranormal. Representing Jay Brooks tonight.
We almost had that in sync, like really close.
I'm there, you a Barry.
Oh my God.
My Jay Brooks shirt.
Why is it just like a pair of glasses and his beard?
With some headphones on.
Yeah, Jay, what are you listening to in this shirt?
Yeah, what's he listening to? Jay, what are you listening to, brother?
Debbie Cushman.
Cushman.
Say hello
What's
to the
up,
hair for us.
Yes, the hair. Say hello.
James Brady, where's your note? Where's your note?
Oh, my note.
Oh, wait, is that?
My note's right. Oh, man, where's my notes?
See, he lost his note.
Oh, man, I had it, though. I wasn't prepared.
Daryl Paulette. Bedford Paranormal / Spirit of Clover Hill.
Man, I'm fired tonight. I don't have my notes in front of me.
Mama D. And Ronnie Anderson.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my notes are. Y'all forgive me tonight. Ronnie. Brother Ronnie. Brother Daryl.
Yes, Bedford Paranormal. Paranormal? I don't know what I was just getting ready to say. Bedford Para.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I was waiting.
I glitched out.
I thought you were going to finish it for me. I was like, you
go. Spirit-led.
Spirit-led paranormal research.
He's got a note, y'all, with all these teams so he can remember everybody's team.
I lost
And so I said, where's your note?
All
because when you commented, I knew that other people were going to jump in. He had to go down the list.
In my defense.
He's got James Brady, Spirit-led.
In my defense, I was reviewing evidence. And when I review evidence, I take notes.
Pair of assholes.
I take notes, and I got all these evidence notes in front of me, and I was like, "Damn!" So it's in here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, see, these are all notes.
Don't go searching around.
I jot down. I'll remember it eventually.
I do follow you. I think I follow you from our Hill City Paranormal page. If I don't, I will do it now.
Yes.
The magnificent Ronnie Anderson. He needs his own merch line.
Yes. And Ronnie's t-shirt needs to say, if you didn't see it with your own 2 eyes.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe it.
Lois, hey, hon.
How you doing?
Hey, look, I'm not going to make you guys wait. Tonight on the show, we have some good friends of ours.
Rhonda.
All the way from North Carolina.
Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your hand. Spin it like a helicopter.
I don't think we can take our shirts off on camera.
I can. You can't.
I mean, I could, but it comes with a charge. All right. Without further ado, please welcome Emily with Lost Souls P.I.
Hey, guys.
Hey, girlfriend. How are you?
Long time no see.
I'm good, yeah.
It has been actually a minute since we've hung out with Lost Souls.
Y'all two look related.
Lord. Not today. Y'all look,
y'all look related.
I had a day this morning, y'all.
She could be your little cousin.
Oh my God.
We're cousins in the paranormal field. That's my cousin. We go to cookout together.
What's up, Paul Fowler?
Yeah, what's Paul Fowler's team's name?
Look, you already know I can't find my little
Where's
paper.
the note?
Where's my paper at?
Where's the note, Sean?
You came in here and removed it. What happened?
I know where all my stuff is on my desk.
North Carolina.
Yeah. North Carolina.
Research.
No, Spirit-led is James Brady. Paul Fowler is North Carolina. Sean, where's your note?
Paul, if you're just tuning in,
I need the notes.
I was in here reviewing evidence. This is the office. I was in here reviewing evidence, and North Carolina coastal plains
research. Leave it to a woman to find the notes. One swoop.
And so, when I'm looking at evidence, I'd timestamp and write down the notes so I could stamp it on the evidence. And so I've got all these sticky notes full of evidence marks. It's ridiculous. Like a desk full of nothing but papers.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I will remember it eventually. I promise. You know how many teams that we encounter? I got to try to remember this shit. So I'm sorry.
Ronnie, I'm going to be honest with you. I see your comment. Okay. Every day I remind my boss I'm taking a half day that day. Just don't forget.
We don't call them bosses. We call them supervisors. Ain't nobody's boss around here.
Well, whatever you want to call her. She approves my time
She can't
card.
make you do nothing.
This is true.
All thing she can do is tell you can't come back to work. That's the only thing your supervisor at your job can do is say, hey,
I, at this point, would not complain about this
request. The only thing they can do is tell you when to clock in. That's the only thing they can do. That we don't have bosses. We have. Well, I don't have one, but you got to tell.
Are you done?
Yeah, I get serious about that.
Are you done with your rant, Emily?
Yes.
Emily.
Yes, cousin Emily. It's been a minute. We have not hung out, and I'm very sad.
Emily, I feel like you've been avoiding us.
No, Emily's been super busy. Emily and a small crew of people helped bid farewell to one of our favorite locations, the haunted Octagon Mansion 585.
I'm so sad about that too, like genuinely sad.
So, Debbie says, hey, Emily. But Debbie is still always going to be a part of the Para family.
Always.
Mom, nobody's the boss of you.
Mom, you can't instruct me to do nothing.
Michael Brooks, FPRI. John Sullivan, FPRI.
Sully Sullivan in the house.
Sullivan.
Sullivan's the man. I miss old Sullivan. Sullivan forgot about us too, man. He don't call me or nothing.
Daryl, close on what Daryl's playing.
What's up,
silly.
Michael Brooks? FPRI in the house.
That's right.
Sullivan be going metal detector, don't hit me up.
There you go.
I believe he'd be swinging too. Like, man, I ain't calling
See, Leah even knew what Paul's group was. You have a note. At least you guys.
Are you making me look bad now? I feel bad. I really do. I genuinely feel bad that I don't remember every team that pops in here.
Emily is my favorite spirit at Trans-Allegheny Lunatic. Emily probably needs to be at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. If anybody's ever hung out with Emily.
That was rude and uncalled for.
Me and Emily have already said that they've got straitjackets waiting for us somewhere.
I believe it.
I agree, Courtney.
I'd like mine bedazzled.
I will say Emily is very fun to be around, though. I have a ball hanging out with Emily. I do.
She is. We love us some Emily over here. Weather's about to break. We'll do some dirt fishing, Sean. John, please come and get this man.
I'm going to hold you to it, John. I'm going to wait for that phone. Please. If I see John's number pop up on my phone, I'm going to fall out.
Leah said, in all fairness, I went and looked it up. Look, Sean had to look it up too. It's okay.
I need to put the sticky note back up here.
Yeah. Nothing but love here, guys. Nothing but love.
I do. I love all you guys that tune in.
Daryl Paulette, April 25th and 26th. For those of you that don't know and haven't gotten your tickets, go right now on Facebook to Enigma Cons, plural. Enigma Cons, ENI. You're going to make me spell this live.
Well, don't look at me.
Long story short.
You got it, big dog.
Enigma Cons.
Super Courtney.
Go get your tickets. April 26th at St. Albans. HCP2. Yes, Carrie with HCP in the house. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, Care Bear. Care, I miss you. I haven't seen you in forever either.
Daryl's just jerking Ronnie's chain here. I have to let you all know here tonight, I'm retiring from the paranormal field after EnigmaCon. You know what? We're not doing it. You saw my status earlier. Be an adult, Ronnie. We put kazoos and tailpipes and tie shoes together around here.
I'm with you, Ronnie. I'm going to retire too.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you not check the date today?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I forgot to put up a post.
Yes, James, I did. Well, I didn't take a whole day off. But I'm off on Saturday and Sunday that weekend. Wonder how Houdini would get out of the straitjacket. He did.
He dislocated his shoulder.
Yes. Hey. Howie Odell in the house. ASPS. I'll go through them for you.
I remember those.
All Seeing Paranormal Society, the Rift Nation Network, the Orion Effects, and
ASPS.
I said it.
Uh-oh.
And the second member of G3, Andy Boo.
He's not the second member. How is not the second member? What do you mean a second member?
There's two people in G3, you and Howie. So you're here.
Oh, I'm losing my mind tonight.
He's slow.
He's the leader of G3. He's the captain.
Yeah. Join in, Emily. Just talk shit. We don't care.
Yeah, Emily, you don't have to. You can talk. Emily's
like tell everybody's names.
Yeah, everybody's so excited to see you, Emily. They're all jumping in and commenting quickly. Carrie said the grass is growing over at Kubota. Hey, y'all need a tractor? Go see Carrie Whitby over at Kubota. Ryan C. Jones, freaking awesome paranormal.
Riff Nation.
Ronnie, yes, we know we have a guest. All right. Well, I'll shut up now. Yeah.
Lee.
I'm just going to start putting comments up and not say anything. Emily.
Yes.
I do want to hear, because I've been waiting, and I meant to text you, okay? I've been wanting to hear how it's been for the past month. You have been at the Octagon Mansion prior to its closing every single weekend, not only helping out, but also investigating.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit, because like I've been following you on Facebook. It had to have ramped up.
It definitely ramped up. As soon as John and Deb had told us it is sold, we told John we'll be back next weekend to start packing. So every Friday, we would head up there, get there at noon, and not leave till like Sunday evening about 6. There was a lot of activity. I noticed a lot of things when, you start taking stuff off the walls, when rooms were becoming emptied, things like that. It would get, at night, it would be off the chain. I've seen a lot of shadow figures. I've caught 2 apparitions on camera, just random. It's been wild. You get something new. We got something new every weekend. There's a lot of times we were tired, we wanted to sleep, and it was like crazy.
The spirits were like, nope, party.
Chris slept like a baby. They love to play with me after Chris goes to sleep.
Yeah, John corrected me. You've been there since the end of January.
Yeah, it's a lot. It really has.
Emily and Chris, definitely an awesome duo. What do you guys think about that? So for those that don't know, those that are just tuning in, Octagon Mansion at 585 has officially closed its doors. Emily was a part of a small group that went and assisted John and Deb in packing up, kind of cleaning up, trying to say bye, so to speak, to the spirits. And once they started packing up, and for those of you that haven't been or hadn't ever had an opportunity to be to the Octagon Mansion, that museum was like a historian's playground. Okay.
I love that place.
There was so many different displays, artifacts, like just memorabilia in there. So what I was curious about, what I was asking Emily about, is once that history factor was being packed away, so to speak, how did that affect the paranormal side of everything? Yes, Debbie, till death do you parts. So, what do you guys think? If you're packing up a haunted location, or a haunted location is getting ready to relocate, or you're removing items from a haunted location, do you think that would ramp up the activity? We obviously heard Emily, she said, yeah, but in the comments, what do you guys think about that?
Well, Courtney, here's the weird thing about it. And I didn't know if I was going to discuss this because it was kind of emotional. We have touched everything. Let me try to fix this. We have touched everything in that mansion. Everything. Our hands have touched every article. And I got jumped Saturday night. I fled that mansion and never looked back. I had an attachment because I made myself so vulnerable. I left myself open, and I had an attachment that really took me to a dark place for a couple of days. I had no energy. My energy was drained. I had dark thoughts. I was agitated, angry. I had a lot of emotions. It was just so intense. I isolated myself for 2 days. It would not speak to anybody. That was like my favorite place in the whole world, as you guys know. I love the Octagon. I literally went out like with a bang, so to speak. And, I've had to sage my house. I had to do a cleansing, a salt bath. I was grateful for Debbie for putting me in touch with someone that could help remove this attachment. When the lady that I called her, she said, you have a very, very dark attachment on you, and it's not good. Which I kind of figured something was wrong because felt like I wasn't in my body. I have never had that happen to me before. I'm an empath, and I can have emotions pick up on other emotions. But this was like, I noticed on Saturday evening, I was starting to get very, very agitated, very like angry, and I was around other people and I was trying to hold myself together, but it was like, I was just losing it. About 1 a.m., right before that, we had done an Estes method. I heard my dad's voice come across the Estes method, and he said, I'm dead. And then shortly after that, I heard a growl and like a deep voice say, you're next. And then there was another growl that said, bitch. I immediately got up after I took the headset off. I left the mansion. I went outside and I sat on the side stairs and I was just like shaking. When Chris found me, I couldn't tell him what I'd heard or what had happened. I went inside the mansion. I packed up all my belongings that I could get that were right there at me. And I went out to the truck and I refused to go back in that mansion. It was like the scariest thing I'd ever felt in my life, when I feel like I have no control of my body. But I really do love the mansion, but I feel like it made me more vulnerable when we were packing and stuff. I opened myself up, I let my guard down, and I didn't take the proper precautions because I felt safe there. But I do love the mansion. I'm glad it happened when it did, if it was going to happen, instead of when we were moving. But I was very grateful for John and Deb and other people that reached out, because it took me to a dark place that I've never been. And if you know me, you know, you've investigated with me. I'm funny and I'm upbeat, and you know, I try to have a good time with everything I do. But yeah, I went out of that mansion with a bang, like literally.
So what do you think it was?
She told me it was like a dark entity that had been in the mansion, that had attached itself to me while it was in the mansion and was attached to me. I brought it home. I had noticed a couple times before that things kind of shifted a little bit. And a lot of
During
other
the
people had
packing
noticed.
process.
Huh?
During the packing process?
Yeah. And back in October, we kind of felt things were different, but it wasn't anything really to be alarmed about. We just thought, I felt like this was a lot, was like James is saying, I felt maybe it was because had disturbed everything, because I noticed things were ramping up as we were taking stuff out. Like as each room was being like emptied, we would have something thrown at us, or it wasn't like the normal child's play, like with Chester. It was almost scary. And I really don't get scared at a lot of locations. I don't run from locations. But whatever this was, I couldn't get out of there quick enough. I mean, I think I scared Chris because he's not used to all of this. He's used to debunking.
You kind of drug him along.
Yeah. He couldn't understand why we were leaving. And I'm like, Chris, you have to get me out of here. I mean, I was so scared. I refused to go back in that mansion. And
I think a certain person that came to investigate one last time left us this gift.
Well,
possible.
Well, you said you had been vulnerable. You've been going through some things, and
Yeah.
you let your guard down. Anytime I feel that when we're investigating, we as investigators, we do get comfortable, especially when we're investigating locations that we know, locations that we're used to, and especially if we're having things in our personal life that are going on. So when we open that door to investigating, we open a door, we don't know what's coming in it. And
absolutely.
And so this one time, and that door was open, something walked in. Thank God that you were able to get things situated and taken care of. But that's the risk that we all take. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
it happened to you, but the story that you told, I couldn't even move listening to it. Like I could almost feel it as you were saying it. But that's a risk that we all take when we're doing this, and I'm glad you told that story. I know it was hard. I could tell it was hard just because I know you, and
yeah.
I could tell it was hard for you to tell it. But I'm glad you had the strength to tell it, because that's a reminder to me. It's a reminder to people listening that we have to make sure we take those steps when we're investigating to clear our mind and ground ourselves the best we can, because it could happen to any of us.
Absolutely. And I mean, I never said it couldn't happen to me. But and I know there's risk, but it's something, once you go through it, you kind of open your eyes more and you start taking better precautions and you just try to guard yourself more. I think a lot of it had to do with, my father's passing. And I think it used that during the SS method to intimidate me. You can say, don't follow me home. You can say, you're not welcomed here, but that doesn't really, to me, it just has to be better protection.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Hey, Oz, there's a lot to it. It's more than just words. But like I said, I'm glad you told that story, because again, I'm glad from me as well. It's a reminder of what we need to do to protect ourselves when we're out in the field.
Well, Hallie brings up a good point too. We need to definitely make sure that we're practicing the open and close on each location. But Emily said it better than I could have put it into words. At the end of the day, we could say goodbye. We could tell it not to follow us home. But I mean, if the spirits have the power to manipulate equipment, manipulate whatever they can, who's to say that they're not sitting here like, I'm not listening to this person. I'm going home with you tonight. Ronnie had a similar experience. He was not good for a few days. Luckily, it didn't actually follow him physically home. But, emotionally, like Sean and you both said, we open ourselves up each time we go into a location, especially a location that we're comfortable with, that we familiarize ourselves, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Spirits. We think we know who's there, but do we really?
Yeah.
This
and that's
is
the
not.
thing. No, and that's the thing. It's like, I mentioned to Chris on the way home, I couldn't even tell him what had happened. I was just a wreck. And it's like I shut down. It's almost like this, whatever was in me did not want me to communicate. It did not want me to say what had happened. And it isolated me. It was really scary, because I could feel like I'm in my body, but I'm not. It was like slow motion. And if I first told Chris, I don't ever want to investigate again. And then, as I'm getting better, she said it would take a couple days for my strength to come back, but I love doing what I do. And this just comes with the territory. And all I can do is protect myself the best I can.
It does. And if everybody, pays attention to Hollywood speaks. There's always something, in between the lines that I get out of every movie, and any paranormal movie. If you've ever sat down and watched it, what do? They prey on the weak. They prey on the vulnerable. They take you and they break you all the way down. So it always, let's take The Exorcist, for example. You've got a young, pretty female, and all of a sudden, by the time the entity is getting cast out, so to speak, she looks like, for lack of better words, a crackhead, a dying crackhead.
Yeah.
So, it breaks you down, And
I was kind of hesitant about sharing it, because I don't really understand everything that happened myself, but I do feel better that I did, because maybe people that are starting out in this, out in this field, and people that are learning, because we're all learning. No matter how many years we do this, we're all still learning. Maybe it'll help somebody else to realize, this can happen. It's real, because I never thought it would happen to me. Like everybody else, you say it's not going to happen to me. And holy hell, like
I can hear it in your voice, girl. I can hear it in your voice. Yeah. Me and you have talked long hours late at night. I hear it in your voice. James Brady set it up above. If they want to, they're going home with you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Howie has a good point. How far is our practice in the faith? A strong enough protection? Yes. But Emily hit the nail on the head. Like, we open ourselves up to this every time we go into an investigation. John said something affected him on his last visit to the Hinsdale house. Debbie, we've always had spirits pass through.
Yeah.
Howie agrees with James. John Cushman, also a former owner of the Octagon Mansion. When you're there 24/7, working and packing rooms that have been filled with items, pictures, etc., the spirits hear every word along with the feelings of all of us, especially taking down the children's bedrooms. 7 years of having the doors open to all, and they're being shut.
I mean, that's another good point he threw out there. When you're there 24/7 working, the spirits are hearing and feeling every emotion you have. I think that was the door right there.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thanks to John and Debbie Cushman, because as soon as I got in contact with them, they didn't give up on me. As soon as I got in contact, they made sure I got the help I needed for this. And I appreciate them more than anything, because I don't know how I would have dealt with it otherwise.
Sure. And we don't always know who to reach out to.
Yeah.
So it is very good that you had, an army behind you on this. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, Howie brought up a good point where he said, however, this can be good. And I think don't jump me, y'all, for saying this, but I think it was a good thing in the sense of now you know what it's like, you know how to face it. And I think when things happen to you like this, you're strong enough to deal with it and handle it and help others. Again, I like that you found the courage and the strength to be able to talk about it, because, again, you helped me. I'll be the first one to say it. You helped me because it's going to remind me. Now, again, I will say a prayer before every investigation. The first thing I do before an investigation, before I load anything, I take a shower. When I'm in the shower, when I'm in the shower, that's my time to myself. I'm praying the whole time I'm bathing. And, they say cleanliness is the next thing, closest thing to godliness. So I'm praying the whole time I'm in the shower. I'm praying for my team. I'm praying for myself. I'm praying for strength. And so that's my time. I'm grounded. And, I pray before the investigation. Sometimes I pray during the investigation. But you're reminding me, there's times where I'm rushing because I'm always late to everything. And I don't pray like I should.
Yeah.
So, but this is just a reminder of why I'm praying. Sometimes you need that reminder. And hearing this story right here is helping me. It's helping new possible investigators who are watching and thinking about getting to the field. It's reminding people of times they've had attachments, and it's going to it's moving on. So, this story right here is, to me, it's almost a blessing to hear it,
Now, I think Daryl's kind of offering some comfort here too. He had something attached to him from St. Albans, and he had to get help.
Yeah.
So don't be ashamed that you reach out. I think that's
not at all.
And Debbie says right here.
I feel like, I'm kind of like agree with Sean. I'm kind of grateful that this happened in a way, because now I know. And I know, like, precautions and to better guard myself. And I don't really feel ashamed about it because it happens.
Yeah.
Now, while I was under the influence of whatever this entity was, I just felt despair. Like, it was horrible. Like, it was telling me to take my life. It was telling me I was unworthy. It was just, so I'm forever grateful that I reached out and got help for it. Because I don't know what would have happened if I'd have kept going down that path. Because it was literally isolating me from everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was scary, but I couldn't do anything. It was like I was in my body, but I was trapped. And that's in and out of my body. It was like I was dizzy all the time. Like I knew I was here, but it's like I was kind of detached, and there was something else in there taking over me.
And that's got to be petrifying.
Oh, it is.
So, of course, James and Ronnie said that no spirit wants to go home with them because they're assholes.
There might be why it hadn't possessed me yet.
You know, Howie just keeps saying this is experience. So, but Mom brings up a good point here. So this was some type of entity. If so, it would be possible for it to show itself again.
Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm on guard. I'm watching myself closely. If I start to feel weird, I have a number I can call. And the lady told me, if you start to feel a certain way again, call me. Call me immediately. So I have a helpline that I can go to.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I do agree with John. When you're somewhere a lot, it makes you more open.
Right.
And especially us packing up rooms and things like that.
Well, and Howie had put up here, I'll go back to his comment, the items may have become imprinted. That's a really good point that, he makes right there. When you have, and I think it was James set it up above, imagine I come into your house and take all your stuff out.
Yeah.
Like mine.
Essentially,
yeah.
Like you guys just robbed the spirits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like essentially there was an armed robbery, right? You guys were armed with K2s and spirit boxes, but still like essentially that's what it was like in their world. Like, yeah, I recognize you, but what the hell are you doing? Like maybe it knew that the Octagon Mansion was about to get shut down and it was not ready to let go.
Well, it heard everything you said and all the emotion behind it.
Yeah, John said it heard everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Absolutely, 100%. And, as we were packing stuff up, especially the children's room, and I would have talked with Audrey and Chester, saying, I'm sorry we have to do this, trying to be reassuring. It was... I can understand how it happened.
Yeah.
I want to say hello, Michelle. I don't want to say your last name. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Will Fong. Check out her YouTube channel, y'all. She posts up events in her haunted place she lives in.
Yep.
And she has some pretty interesting evidence in her YouTube channel. I happen to follow it when I can. So I want to put that plug out there.
And James put up there for you, Emily. We're all glad you're okay and got the help you needed. We definitely can all learn from these events. As we've been saying, this is, we had no idea, guys, when we started this podcast that we were going to have a learning experience, but
we learn from everybody.
We learn from everybody we speak to. And this is a crude reminder of what we as paranormal researchers are susceptible to when walking into any location, whether it's been investigated before or 1,000 times. We are susceptible every time we walk across the threshold of that door.
It's a reminder to not get too comfortable.
And Debbie, I was thinking that when she was telling the story, that's why I had asked her, I was like, did you notice like a ramp up or anything like weird when you guys were packing up? Because I've been in the Octagon, a few times and have never felt anything negative. But
something similar like that happened to us this past weekend as well. So,
yeah. I was going to say, this past weekends, we had the pleasure of investigating with Sean Austin. For those of you that don't know who that is, he starred on the television shows Ghost Loop and 28 Days Haunted. He came out to the cemetery, which is our Octagon, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's our favorite place to go. For those of you that want to come out and check out the cemetery, definitely send me a message. We are booking teams now, but we had an energy at that location this weekend that I had never felt before. And there was emotions just running rampant, like through everybody. For those of you that know me and have investigated with me at the cemetery, which is a good handful in this chat, know my favorite place is the chapel. I felt sick. I felt nauseous. I felt like I wasn't wanted in the chapel. My head was rocking. My head was rocking in the chapel. And it was just not, whatever was in the chapel this past weekend was not nice.
I had to leave the chapel.
It was not nice. And I'm hard-headed, and I stayed. Hindsight obviously is 2020. I did not, luckily, knock on wood, have an attachment of any sort, but there was something nasty there. And I know you guys have heard me make the joke time and time again, it's not going to happen to me because the devil doesn't like competition, right? But just like Sean, just like Emily going forward and every other person, I do try my best to take precautions before, during, and after every investigation. But again, you never know. I mean, I've seen hosting teams, Howie had ASPS out, and watching the different reactions to activity when his team was out. I don't know how to put that into words. I mean, I'm not going to call out, names or anything like that, but I mean, I saw grown men cry, leave, have to physically leave. So, I mean, this is not for the faint of heart, guys.
No, not at all.
But you know what's crazy? It's funny. Like, I'm so glad, Emily, again, thank you again for telling this story, because you're piecing together some things now in our head. Your story is like opening up things because you've investigated, and I'm so glad you're here now because you've investigated the cemetery. It's been nothing but, peace, positive.
Or pranks.
Or pranks.
Yeah.
Normally we're laughing at the cemetery.
And so the same energy that was there with the team that you're talking about that had to leave, but the exact same entity was there this past weekend, and it had the exact same effect where Sean had to walk out of the museum in the same location. Exact same location, the exact same area of the museum. It had the same effect, and it's just crazy how this is all tying into each other. So
yeah,
and this is a place where I've never seen this happen, but this is the second time now. So it's reminding me again that I can't just be too comfortable, because the cemetery, I'm very comfortable there.
Yeah, I could probably sleep there.
Yeah.
Chris,
I slept at the Octagon. Like,
yeah, and I slept there a lot.
Yeah.
John said you took all the pictures of historic values. For instance, that the Reverend was in the Civil War and he knew all the pictures and people on the walls.
Yeah.
Michelle said she had something growl at her. It's terrifying. Ronnie?
On the way home, it was weird because I couldn't speak. All I could do was cry. And Chris kept saying, please tell me what's going on. Why are we leaving at 1 a.m.? Like, what is going on? You never run from a location.
Well, I
don't know what would have happened if I'd have stayed.
Ronnie, you got my number. And you know what time the show is.
I think, honestly, Emily, I think there's a more important piece here that I'm going to give you and commend you on is, yes, you got cleansed after, but you were brave enough to recognize it in the here and now and remove yourself. So I do want to commend you for that, because there's a lot of people that would be, stubborn and continue to sit there, and it could have potentially been worse.
I agree with Debbie when her and I were talking on the phone, and even the lady that helped me with this. She said, if you hadn't have gotten out of there or gotten help when you did, who's to tell what would have, I don't want to think about what would have happened, because this, whatever it was telling me to take my life. I mean, it was adamant that it wanted me gone. And I think that's the scariest part, when you're hearing things like that. That's not normal.
That's right.
Especially something that would use my father's voice to try to hurt me and get to me, because I think it knew that would get to me.
See, and guys, we've talked about that before. We don't really honestly know who we're communicating with or what. for that matter. You may think that you're communicating with a loved one, but there are entities out there that love to disguise themselves too.
Yeah.
Recently, we've found that entities are enjoying disguising themselves as children. That's been a big thing for us on investigations here recently.
And mimics.
And I mean,
we had a whole EVP where I was saying stuff in the recording that I didn't even say.
Or at the Rainworth, Naya, my alarm was set for 7 a.m. I woke up to my alarm at 7 a.m. that morning, and I went around and I, made breakfast and then got up Naya around 8 o'clock, something like that in the morning. And she pulled me aside and she said, "Hey, did you come in here to check on me at 5 a.m.?" And I was like, "Girl, no. I was up investigating until like 3 o'clock. I was not up checking on you at 5 a.m. I was out." And she said, "Miss Courtney, you came in here, shook me, and woke me up at 5 a.m. to check on me. It was your voice. I heard it." Emily, I wasn't awake at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So, always keep your guard up, guys. When investigating, our guards have to stay up. It's imperative. It's not even a I recommend. Like it's a must.
And don't ever think it can't happen to you. You know what I mean?
Now, we're going to get off the serious note for a second, then we'll get back to the paranormal stuff. I got a bone to pick with you, Emily.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Y'all gonna cut
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick. Now that we got you on camera, you can't hide now.
All right, let's go.
You two are going to cut this line shit out where I was hollering and screaming one night.
Carrie, Chuck.
Y'all going to cut this line out where I screamed. I did not scream. I said,
ah!
I did not scream. Emily, I did not scream.
You have upset him, Emily, by co-signing what I said.
I did not scream. All I said was, "What is that?"
Oh, no, sir.
I did not scream.
No, sir.
Emily, Sean, the lie detector test
You two will stop teaming up against me. When you two get together, y'all team up against me. I did not scream.
When me and Emily get together, you and Chris eat.
Chris doesn't say anything. When y'all two get together, y'all team up against me every time. Let's just clear that. I did not scream.
Emily, what happened that night?
What happened, Emily?
What happened, Emily? Tell the story, Emily. You're muted.
You're muted.
You're either laughing so hard that like we can't hear you, or you're muted.
Okay, so we're facing the bridge and we hear Sean scream because he saw the end of a meteor, right, or something. You did scream because we all laughed.
I talked really loud.
No, Sean, you screamed like a girl.
All right, how'd it sound, Emily?
What?
We didn't hear it.
It won't let you scream.
Yeah, it won't let her scream.
He said, "Ah!"
Her computer is like knowing she's not telling the truth right now.
Okay, all right. Can we agree to disagree and go with what Debbie said? You didn't scream, you hollered.
I said,
no.
What is that?
Sean, the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
You are the father.
I got excited. I saw a meteor and I said, "What is that?"
Oh my God. He is so full of crap, you guys. He thought like an alien invasion was coming. I don't know what you thought, but you screamed. And the reason I know you screamed is this. I think that's the one and only time that Emily actually saw me get serious, because when somebody scares me or I get scared, none of you even know this about me, but when I get scared, I get mad. It makes me mad. If somebody like scares me, like it's a jump scare or something like that, I get pissed off. So I turned around and I said, and for the kids in the room, shut your ears. I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Okay. Those are my exact words. "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was pissed because he scared me. We were like seriously on this bridge.
That's right. Carrie was there.
Yes. See? Oh, it was a southern holler.
It was a rebel yell.
Yeah, that's right. A Rebel Yell. Have you ever played a Rebel Yell? Lord.
Can we all just agree, though, that it was hilarious?
All right. Well, there we go. James said take a vote. I believe Sean screamed, and I wasn't even there.
Why don't you do a
Yes,
retake?
how he is the father.
No, baby. Oh, no.
We need a retake.
Wait, Ronnie. Oh, yeah. Sean screamed. Yep, he's voting that you screamed. Look, even the cows were upset at you. Now, guys, this was by far.
Remember when I got chased by the cow over there?
Yeah, but that wasn't that night. So I'll tell that story too. We need to go
back to the bridge.
Hold on.
We need to go back.
Yes.
That night,
partying.
That night, you guys, was probably the funniest attempt at an investigation and I say this like attempt at investigation that I have ever experienced in my life. First of all, there was an entire wedding party that was exiting the venue that was like right there, right? So we're trying to investigate this bridge, but the only way out is across the bridge. I got so agitated by the 20th car that I set up the cat balls on the bridge. So when the cars would come through, it would flash blue and red lights behind them. Okay, so all these cars are like slamming their brakes because they're leaving this venue drunk as shit. Okay, so now at this point, it's just amusing. We could not capture an EVP to save our soul. Every time we were trying to do an EVP, cows. Yes, Carrie said cows were hollering back. Cows everywhere. There was just cows. Okay. Then it was like, we're trying to get like K2 activity, and we would all like, we're in the middle of the bridge and we're getting ready to get serious. Bam, another car comes. I'm like, oh my God. So then when we finally get a moment to where we're going to be serious, the meteor flies across the sky, or the shooting star, or whatever it was. It was green, okay? Flies across the sky.
UFO.
Sean thinks that we're about to all get like beamed up, okay? I don't know what he thought, but he decided to scream at the top of his lungs and yell, "What was that?" So,
not scream.
Yes, I will say, hands down, humor in this field is a must as well.
You know,
absolutely
must, guys.
The crazy
part
is
not this serious all the time.
Yeah, the crazy part is we met Emily investigating on a bridge, and then we finished out investigating with Emily on a bridge.
We met her on a bridge.
Didn't we first really investigate with them at Sachs Bridge?
Yeah. I mean, the first real, yeah.
Yeah. And we've investigated with them several times, hopefully many more times in the future. I enjoy investigating with Lost Souls.
It's always a good time when Hill City and Lost Souls get together.
It's more laughing and joking than investigating usually, but that's when we got our best evidence.
And I'll tell you what, true statement, Emily. I want you to write this down, mark it in your calendar, whatever you need to. If you ever find yourself in a situation like you found yourself, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd have driven 2.5 hours up to the Octagon Mansion. Fast.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I know you would.
Might not have been able to see the entity, but we can throw hands over here. Okay. We got our little parafamily, and we will go to bat for our parafamily. I want to pop back up here though, because James actually asked a really good question. So no, I did not ignore you, James. How often do you think spirits affect the unknowing person not in the paranormal field?
Ooh, good question, James.
I think it affects them a lot. They just don't know because they're not doing what we do. I mean, I was talking to somebody last night, and you have a lot of people who have like mental issues and stuff going on. Who's to say that they're not being affected by something that's not their control?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think serial killers, murderers, people just have violent tendencies. If you ever listen to like them interview a serial killer or something after they've been for a while, they say, "Why'd you do it?" They're like, "I just had an urge to do it. I don't know." What possessed them to make somebody pick up a knife and just go after somebody?
I mean, I agree. It can affect somebody that doesn't understand what's happening to them. Because I've been through, not through that far, but I've been to the point where I've been controlled.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible, Jane. That's a good question. I mean, Cabin on the 360. I'm not gonna lie. I had the feeling a couple times, like, man, just want to hurt somebody for no reason, So yeah, I can honestly understand that.
Every day I clock into work. Every day. Just
every day you see me.
I sit there and I click my pen like a serial killer, just ready to.
Hey, watch what you say, man. And people from work watch this.
I don't care.
Next thing you know it, you're gonna come.
Y'all on my nerves every day. If you're watching this, y'all on my nerves.
Come in there and tackle you, man.
Please. Daryl, they disguise themselves as children knowing they can gain your trust, and then that's when they try to do you harm.
We've been dealing with a lot of kid entities lately.
That's a good point.
Especially at the cemetery. Been a lot of kids popping up.
Yeah, that's a good point, Daryl.
They can disguise themselves as whatever they want to.
Carrie, I don't know what you're talking about. I was not. We all were jumpy at the fairy plantation.
No, Naya was jumpy at the fairy plantation. Now, speaking, I'm glad she brought up fairy plantation.
When that thing slammed, everybody turned.
Yeah, that was loud.
Right there, man.
That was loud.
I jumped right there.
But I do want to touch on the fairy plantation, guys, because that was the only time that I ever
got real evidence with a REM pod.
I wasn't sure if you saw that. Okay.
Where'd you get it? Walmart?
Yeah. On the free 99 shelf. Anyway, that was the first time that I was an eyewitness to somebody having like a spiritual takeover, so to speak. Naya and I were up in the room, the children's room at Fairy Plantation, and we were communicating with Nanny. Okay. And Naya, out of nowhere, just her whole face changed and she started like hysterically sobbing. And I looked at her and I said, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong? I wasn't like being heartless, but I was like, what is going on right now? And she looked at me, and I will never forget the look on her face when she said, I feel like I'm in trouble. I feel like I did something bad and I'm in trouble. And she just like, and I was like, of course I was able to snap her out of that with humor, thank God. But that could have been worse if we weren't able to like recognize that there was something there that was like emotionally taking her over. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely, that's the way she described it. She said she got an extremely overwhelming sense of sadness. And she said it felt like she did something that she wasn't supposed to do and was being yelled at by like almost like a motherly figure, like scolding her child. That's the way that she described that. So, shortly after that, very shortly, we stopped filming and exited and went to a different part of the house. I want to say it was like maybe 2 minutes after that, because I was like, at first I started with a little bit of humor, which got her to laughing and kind of forgetting that she was crying. But then I was like, wait, hold on. We need to get out of here and get out of this area for right now, especially with her. Her being, a teenager, she's a little bit more susceptible than, say, us, because she's more open-minded, right? So, touching back on that situation, guys, we just got to pay attention. Pay attention to your team.
Absolutely.
Pay attention to yourself.
If y'all know now, that's not normal.
Yeah, no.
For her at an investigation to just start crying out of nowhere.
And see, that's what happened to me. You've investigated with me, and I'm always like funny and I'm laughing.
Yeah.
And it was like before the Estes session, for any of this even hit, I was already getting agitated and overwhelmed and just angry. But I couldn't figure out why am I feeling like this? And I just wanted to isolate myself from everybody.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. And now looking back, I know.
Yeah, that is weird for you. Usually we're all investigating together. I don't think there's a serious moment. Even when we're getting that.
Carrie said they heard you scream in Bedford. Ronnie, comment below. Did you hear Sean scream like a couple months back in Bedford?
Carrie, I did not scream.
Howie said, damn Skippy, we're all here for you, Emily.
Yes.
Thank you, Howie.
We are para warriors. Ooh, I like that. Para warriors. Oh, it makes me feel strong, right?
And I just want to say thank you to everybody on the podcast that, have given me like words of encouragement and, the love and support, because this is something that a lot of people that don't understand it would totally think, she's lost it. So it means a lot.
Daryl, y'all say he screamed, but did he run? Daryl, I will say he did not run. He kind of just whipped around. Hey, he did not run. I will give him that. He screamed, but he did not run.
Let me tell you something. If y'all ever see me run during an investigation, you better run too. I'm telling you now.
No, I'm going to end up getting mad. Y'all, I just be sitting there looking dumb.
If y'all see me run, you better run too.
All right, James is right. Depression, anxiety, mental illness is all possible. These are things we look at when dealing with clients. We had one last year. Yes, if you are taking on home cases, guys, definitely pre-screening. Pre-screening is key.
Yes.
Ronnie, many killers have claimed something told them to do it. This is true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Being a true crime buff, 90% of the time, the ending and the end result is something made them do it. Something was in their head.
And watch how they change through the years. After they start praying and finding God, it's always something was inside of them.
Carrie, seen someone possessed who later killed them 5 people that night. Wait a minute. Hold on, Carrie. You saw somebody get possessed and they killed 5 people that night? That makes you an accessory. Take that comment down. Debbie, Courtney, I look forward to seeing you on a future episode of Dateline. Yeah, probably. Probably. It's going to happen.
We need to get Debbie on the show.
It's going to happen. Courtney loves sitting behind a desk in a nice temperature-controlled office. Temperature-controlled is an open statement. First of all, it's either way too hot or way too cold. My office needs to figure it out.
Courtney is a supervisor. She's a supervisor everywhere she goes. She doesn't like getting told anything.
I have a problem with authority. James, you're right, Courtney. You need to watch out for your team. Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you what. Cabin on the 360 was one of the first locations that we went to, guys, where they actually gave that disclaimer, like upon the tour. Like they were like, watch your team. If you see people acting out of sorts, remove them, whatever. Luckily, we have pep talks as a whole prior. So our team most of the time can identify that something doesn't feel right and they know to remove themselves. But I mean, there's always those times that slip through or can slip through.
And if you're investigating with your team and you see somebody walk out, go check on them.
Yeah.
Walk out.
I'll stop a whole investigation to follow behind
We did
somebody.
it when we had a team member get scratched. We stopped the entire investigation. We all took a break together.
Absolutely.
It's good that our team / parafamily know each other enough to catch changes in personalities to keep each other safe. Yep, that's what we were just talking about, Ronnie.
Ronnie, that's a good point. You should know each other. If you don't know your team, get to know them.
Ronnie said he heard you all the way over on Timberlake. You sounded like a girl.
Hey, Ronnie. See that?
All right, Carrie's going to call me about it later. All jokes aside, Emily, we are all glad you are okay. I haven't said much because I've been comparing your situation and my own, probably sitting back trying to take it all in.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Leah has a question, and this is directed to you, Emily. Are people that are empaths more apt to be bothered by these said entities?
Yes. I like to tell people I have like 99 problems and only like 1% is mine. Because I do carry other people's emotions, even the living. I think it does make me more open. I think it definitely makes you more susceptible because you take on those emotions. And sometimes I can't decipher what's mine and what's theirs.
Man, that's got to be like a storm in your head at all times.
Yeah, pretty much.
I bet.
We are in Kernersville, North Carolina, which is between Greensboro and Winston-Salem.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Sean, that sounds like fighting words to me. You gonna fight?
I guess
Ronnie?
I'm off the hook.
Put Ronnie in the headlock when I see him.
Michelle said definitely. You know, I never identified as like an empath or anything. I don't know if that's like why I haven't had any attachments, but like I do feel like in real life that I'm always concerned about everybody else's emotions more so than my own.
I'm the same way.
Like I'm always making sure everybody's good. Like, have you eaten? Are you getting enough sleep? Like,
yeah, we're very nurturing. You know, we're very nurturing.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I try to be. I do. I try to be the best version of myself every day that I was, a better version of myself today than I was yesterday.
I do too, but people happens.
Yes. Yes. James said we're in upstate South Carolina. That's why he asked.
Okay.
Ronnie said you ain't going to catch him. I believe it. Ronnie looks like he would be super fast.
I'm deceptively fast, Ronnie. I can run. I believe it. I'm fat, but I can run, buddy.
Well, I say we need a retake on the bridge.
Yes.
We do. Get Ronnie with us.
Yes. Now we have, before we wrap it up, Emily, we have some collabs coming up.
Yes.
With y'all.
I can't wait.
What are we doing, Emily?
Well, we're going to see you guys at Enigma Cons.
Of course.
And then in May.
Ronnie's comment made me laugh.
In May,
we're going
to Fairy Plantation. And then June, we are headed to Appomattox, to Clover Hill.
Yes, we are. We're collabing with Lost Souls, guys. We're going to go ahead and tackle Clover Hill. Well, April is going to be Enigma Cons.
Yes.
May is Fairy Plantation. And June is Clover Hill.
Yes.
We're going to June?
Yes.
Oh, God.
No, it's hot here in July and August. Mid-June is not bad. Mid-June is not bad.
I love Clover Hill.
We've never been. It was on our bucket list, so I'm like super excited.
Clover Hill, great.
Yep.
It's just hot.
Clover Hill is awesome.
It's hot.
Definitely bring water for sure.
I'm wearing a tank top and gym shorts this time, though.
I was in a tank top and shorts. Lord.
That's what I'm wearing. Tank top and shorts. I don't care.
And lots of bug spray.
Yeah.
Ronnie, did you guys learn anything about Clover Hill in the summer?
Yeah, we need to get Ronnie out there and investigate with us.
Yeah, Ronnie, you were sitting there.
Sitting on the porch.
Yeah, just enjoying life.
You and Daryl. We came up here and Ronnie laid back on the porch like, yeah, y'all get anything?
Love it. And Debbie said, see you in July, Emily. Well, what are y'all doing in July?
Yeah, what are y'all doing?
I didn't get
an invite, Debbie.
July?
Yeah. Oh, she's even confused.
Debbie messaged me.
Yeah, Debbie, where are we going to see you in July?
Ronnie just might know me a little bit.
Tank top, shorts, and Crocs.
Damn Skippy.
Now, FPRI did Clover Hill this past weekend, and they said it was great. So Ronnie said he'll be there on the porch.
I enjoyed Clover Hill. I just didn't enjoy the heat. That was only.
Yeah, I feel like it was almost like the reason I want to do a double take or whatever on Clover Hill is because I feel like the heat hindered a lot of our investigation. Like,
I had a good experience in the church there. So.
There was one point me and Nia just gave up. Like, we went in the cooler, got some drinks, and sat. They've got like a picnic table up near the cabin, and we just sat there until we heard this ungodly growl.
It was like a bear or something.
And then
unless it wasn't a bear, and that was some.
They came out saying a bear was getting ready to get us. Well, we were in the dark, so we're like, "Oh my god!"
It could have been paranormal. Like nobody saw or heard it, but like 2 people on our team or 3. I think Carrie heard it. So I mean,
I don't know. All I know, guys, is I've learned in the paranormal.
Oh yeah, you did catch an awesome apparition.
I did. Thank you, Ronnie.
That was
cool.
That was a cool picture. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna roll with minimum equipment this time. That's one thing I like about Lost Souls as well. Like it's
okay. Debbie got you.
Sorry, Debbie. We're kidnapping her for a few months.
That's one thing I will say I liked about investigating Lost Souls. I've learned a lot from them. They're fun to be around.
Hey, Debbie. I see your comment. You forget where I'm from. I grew up in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. So yes, she is right. But that heat is different.
But I agree with you, Sean. We always have a good time. You know,
I have a blast with y'all, man. Like, I do. I really do.
And Chris says sorry he can't be here. He's working, but he sends,
Oh, I thought Chris was there the whole time. He just doesn't ever talk, so I just thought he was there.
Did he say it in sign language? Did he actually say it? Because I don't ever hear Chris say anything.
Oh, hey, Chris. Although Sean did say that night at the Octagon Mansion, you and Chris. I think you and Chris were investigating. Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Chris made that recently on his 3D printer. It's their logo. Yeah, keychains.
I need to get back on the 3D printer. I made one thing and just like, it's just still sitting there. I need to get back on there.
Yeah. But we got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. We're going to make sure Emily, when she go, I think, will we be your first investigation back after the Octagon fiasco? I'm going to call it a fiasco.
Yeah, Enigma Cons will be our first.
Okay. So you're doing Saturday night?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, it's we're gonna definitely keep Emily close. I think that's gonna be goal number one.
Don't be lying on me, Emily.
I'm just gonna be walking around the whole investigation like, come on, Emily.
Hey, I thought I was off the hook because everybody else said you screamed too, so I'm off the hook.
Won't nobody else there.
Yeah, you gotta fight everybody else.
Don't be lying on me.
Hey, Carrie said it, and Carrie was there.
Carrie's a whole different animal, okay? Carrie's busy staring at the camera or falling asleep. She wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, Carrie, I did catch you in 4K asleep with the camera.
There could be a whole nuclear war going on if Carrie falls asleep.
If Carrie's tired, Carrie's tired. Is this your first trip to St. Albans, Emily?
No, we went last year. For a date night.
I will say with Ronnie, I believe Ronnie, Daryl, some other people. James was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, James was there.
I had a great time at St. Albans.
I've got a bone to pick with St. Albans. I left there with a lot of questions. I've got 2 bones to pick with St. Albans. 1A, if the guides tell you to keep your flashlights down, people, keep the flashlights down.
Oh yeah, I have great camera footage of Courtney screaming with the bat.
It tried to kill me. And then I rolled across.
That was a really big bat, though.
This bat was like this big, guys. I'm not even playing. And in the camera, you see me like barrel roll because it swooped down like right in front of my face. It was awful.
That's where we met James.
It was awful.
I'm glad we were there because we met some great people.
Man, Sean, you know you screamed.
I yelled. I said something really loud. I said, "What was that?"
But yeah, so St. Albans will be a good time. Yes, Daryl, we all had a blast.
Yes, Carrie was a long day. Carrie works very hard. I will say we love Carrie.
Yeah. But guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes, we appreciate all
I think this was a very informative show tonight. Hop on over really quick to the freaking awesome Paranormal Show. Show Ron Jones some love and the Riff Nation Network. Emily, I really want to say thank you to you.
Yeah,
for sharing your experience with us. I know that was kind of tough and you weren't sure if you were going to share, but I think it was important that we all heard, what you went through so that hopefully we can help others going forward.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime.
We'll bring you back.
Absolutely.
Guys, until next time.
Where can I find you, Emily?
Yeah. I forgot that. Okay, just kidding. Take 2. Emily, what's your socials? So everybody can give Lost Souls P.I. a follow.
You can reach us at Lost Souls PINC at gmail.com. And you can also, we have a Facebook page, Lost Souls P.I.
Perfect. Y'all go smash that follow button on Lost Souls P.I. on Facebook. Show Emily some love. And
I'll show love back.
Yep. She follows back.
She does.
Also, take the message from tonight's show and share it with other fellow paranormal investigators that weren't able to be here. Guys, this is very important. There's certain people in here, wink, wink, not going to mention any names, that don't believe in para-unity, but we do. para family, para warriors, para unity, however you want to word it, guys. At the end of the day, we are all out for the same goal and end results. So
thanks, Ronnie, Daryl, and Michelle.
Nothing but love here. Nothing but love here. So again, I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're Hill City Paranormal.
See you on the other side.
And we'll see you on the other side.